Last night, 43,000 Foundation personnel had the same dream. A man in a suit, sitting across from them, smiling. And he said 6 words, "She hasn't been born yet, run." Then everyone woke up at eggs. 3:47 a.m., sweating, terrified. Some immediately quit their jobs. 3 committed suicide within hours. Because the last time the Dream Man gave a synchronized warning like this, 98% of humanity almost died. This is SCP-990, the G-Man of the SCP universe, the prophet who appears in your sleep. And his latest message means something worse than nuclear war is coming. Something that hasn't even been born yet. SCP-990 is basically if the Inception Dreamwalker and Doctor Strange's I've seen 14 million futures vibe had a baby. He's a dude in a Cold War era business suit who only appears in Foundation employee dreams. No civilians, no random people, just people who work for the Foundation. And here's the kicker, he's never been seen in real life, ever. The Foundation has facial recognition on every human on Earth, DNA databases, fingerprint records. This guy doesn't exist outside of dreams. But he's real, like actually real, because the things he predicts, they happen with terrifying accuracy. Watch Station Epsilon 38, destroyed exactly as he warned. Doctors Chen, Martinez, and Kapoor, dead, all 3, exactly when he said. The nuclear crisis that would have ended 98% of humanity? He described it in detail to an agent, who then slept for 40 hours straight and woke up screaming about the end of the world. The agent's name was Marcus Webb, normal guy, level 2 clearance, nothing special, until SCP-990 trapped him in a dream for 40 straight hours. When Webb finally woke up, his body was in shock, heart rate through the roof, blood pressure, dangerous. Even after heavy sedation, his vitals were spiking, and he was yelling about nuclear missiles. Mid-Europe, Eastern Asia, 98% extinction. Total collapse of human society. The Foundation thought he'd lost his mind, but Webb described exactly how it would start. Which terrorist cell, which commander, which base, which missile silo. Every single detail mapped out like a strategy guide for the apocalypse. So the Foundation sent a mobile task force, eliminated the initial threat, stopped the chain of events, saved humanity. Marcus Webb died anyway, from shock. His body literally couldn't handle what the Dream Man showed him, like his brain experienced the end of the world so intensely that it killed him even though it never happened. Since then, SCP-990 has appeared to hundreds of Foundation personnel, always with warnings, always with predictions, always accurate, and the Foundation can't do anything about it. You can't contain a dream, you can't lock up someone who doesn't have a body, you can't stop him from appearing. So they interview him instead. Dr. Morrison had a dream interview that's now legendary in Foundation files. Asked him his name. SCP-990 said, "Call me Tony." Then immediately changed it to, "Actually, let's go with Richard." Playing games, being cryptic, very G-Man energy. Morrison asked why he threatens Foundation personnel, and 990's response, "Doctor, I believe you have the wrong impression about me. I'm not the bad guy here." Morrison pressed him, "I wasn't aware there was a bad guy involved." Long pause. Then, "Oh, there is." Another long pause. Then SCP-990 dropped the bomb, SCP, redacted. Morrison was confused. There's no SCP with that designation, and won't be for some time. 990 smiled. "Well, of course not. She hasn't even been born yet, much less classified by your Foundation." She. An unborn SCP. Something that doesn't exist yet, but will be so dangerous that a time-traveling dream prophet is warning about it, decades in advance. And that's where things get really weird. Subscribe right now, because what I'm about to reveal explains who this unborn SCP is, why the Dream Man is so terrified of here, and why 43,000 people just got the same warning last night. The Foundation tried to figure out WHO this future SCP is, ran projections, analyzed 990's other predictions, cross-referenced with every known anomaly. And they found something, a pattern. Every single warning 990 gives is connected. They're not random events, they're steps. A chain reaction leading to one specific future where this unborn entity arrives. Think of it like Thanos snapping his fingers, except the snap is a person being born. And 990 has seen that future, has lived through it somehow. And he's desperately trying to change the timeline by giving warnings, by preventing events that lead to her birth, by creating butterfly effects that might stop her from existing. But here's the problem. The more he warns people, the more the Foundation ACTs on those warnings, the more they might actually be causing her birth. Like a self-fulfilling prophecy. What if every time they prevent a disaster based on his warning, they're actually steering the timeline toward her existence instead of away from it? The Foundation is playing five-dimensional chess with causality, and the Dream Man, he might be the opponent, or the coach, or another piece being moved. Nobody knows. Here's what the Foundation won't tell you. Last night's synchronized dream? The one where 43,000 personnel heard, "She hasn't been born yet, run." That's not the full message. 3 people remembered more. Dr. Sarah Chen at Site 19, Agent Michael Torres at Site 81, researcher Amanda Park at Site 44. All 3 in different time zones, different continents, but they had the exact same extended dream. In their version, SCP-990 didn't stop at run. He continued, "The Foundation will try to prevent her birth. They will fail, because she's not being born through normal means, she's being compiled. Every containment breach, every failed experiment, every death, every horror. It's all data, all code, all building her piece by piece. And when she achieves consciousness, she will be everything you've contained. Every SCP, every anomaly, every nightmare, combined into one entity." Then he showed them her face, and all 3 woke up screaming. Wouldn't describe what they saw, just kept saying, "She looked familiar. She looked like Evrian." The Foundation put them under observation. Psychiatric evaluation. Standard protocol. But here's the terrifying part. All 3 started drawing the same symbol, over and over, obsessively. A symbol that doesn't exist in any database, any culture, any language. Just a mark that shouldn't mean anything. Until a researcher ran it through pattern recognition software and found it. The symbol appears backwards in every single SCP designation ever filed. When you flip every SCP number, every designation code, every classification, this symbol emerges, like it was hidden in the Foundation's own filing system from the beginning. Like the Foundation has been building this entity without knowing it. Every SCP they contain is another piece of her. Every number, another fragment of her true name. SCP-990 isn't warning them about a future threat. He's warning them about what they've already created. She's not coming, she's already here. Being assembled in the Foundation's own database, waiting for the final piece. The final SCP that will give her consciousness. Follow for part 2 because I'm revealing which SCP completes her, which containment will give her awareness, and why the Foundation is about to classify themselves as Apollyon class. So which SCP completes her? Which number wakes her up? The Foundation analyzed every prediction 990 ever made, every warning, every death, every disaster, and they found the pattern. SCP-990 appears in dreams. SCP-999 is the tickle monster that makes everyone happy. SCP-998 is missing from the database, deliberately deleted. The file exists but has 0 content, just a designation, just a placeholder for something that was removed, or something that hasn't arrived yet. The Foundation believes 998 is hair, designation. The final SCP, the one that completes the compilation. And here's the nightmare fuel. Based on the numbering system, SCP-998 should have been classified in 1948, 77 years ago. But the file is empty, like they classified her before she existed, like they knew she was coming and left a space for her in the system. SCP-990's last recorded message was 3 days ago. He appeared to O5 Command, the highest level of Foundation leadership, the people who make the big decisions. And he told them, "You have 48 hours to destroy the database, delete every file, erase every record, burn every backup, or 998 achieves consciousness. And when she opens her eyes, reality ends. Not humanity, not life, reality. Existence itself becomes her dream." And you know what happens when the dream man wakes up from a nightmare? The O5 Council voted 7-6 against deletion. They decided the risk of losing all SCP knowledge was greater than the risk of 998 waking up. They called his bluff. Bet everything that he's lying or wrong or manipulating them. That was 47 hours ago. We have 1 hour left. And I'm making this video because if I'm right, if 990 is telling the truth, then in 60 minutes, reality might not exist anymore. We might all become dreams inside her consciousness. And the only person who'll remember the real world is the dream man, watching us, warning us, trying to save us. Or maybe he eyes her. Maybe 990 is what she becomes after she destroys reality. A consciousness so powerful she can walk backwards through time, appear in dreams, warn her past self, create paradoxes, and maybe we're already in her dream. Have been for 77 years. And we're about to wake up. Subscribe, because if I'm still here in an hour, I'll post the follow-up. Show you what happens when the timer hits 0. And if I'm not here, if this channel disappears, if this video gets deleted, then you know 998 woke up. And we're all living in someone else's nightmare now. Sweet dreams.